EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for September 29th, 2022. It is Thursday, and the Thursday video forecast is proudly sponsored by North Penn Car Wash in Lansdale, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Keep your vehicle looking great all of the time and stop wasting your money on those costly individual washes with North Penn Car Wash's Unlimited Car Wash Club. You can join at a very low price starting at just $13.95 per month. It's the only place where weather doesn't matter. Even if it's raining the day just after you had your car washed, it's not a problem. Just stop by as often as you like within the month to get a fresh wash for that one low monthly rate. They are North Penn Car Wash, 986 Sumneytown Pike in Lansdale, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, proud sponsors of the Thursday video forecast. So one heck of a day yesterday with Hurricane Ian moving across the Florida Peninsula. That went deep into the night, and it should be re-emerging on the other side near the Space Coast, just north of Cape Canaveral or that vicinity, as a tropical storm. Okay, so it was a Category 4 hurricane at landfall and had some incredible devastation down in that area with flooding, with storm surge, with recorded wind gusts, with some instruments able to maintain before they went offline, getting in the 120 to 140 mile per hour range. And that's all over land. That's not with the system itself offshore when it was came on shore at a maximum sustained winds of 150 miles per hour. So just an incredible storm, and dumped in some places over 15 to 20 plus inches of rain, which is just insane when you think about it. But it will be exiting near the Space Coast today. It is going to kind of do one of these numbers here and come back toward the coast and head in this direction. It should maintain at that tropical storm level, so it will make a second landfall most likely as a tropical storm. There's an outside chance it gets back to Category 1, does to some re-strengthening, but the core is really ragged this evening. If you looked at it on radar, it doesn't look like it's going to be something that should have enough time to really re-strengthen unless it took a wider turn maybe. But it looks like this is going to be kind of doing one of these numbers here, like I have the arrow drawn there. And so now we're going to be concerned with what happens down the road for us, because this is now where we get into it. I do think there's going to be some effects from this for at least parts of our region. There's still some questions with that, though, and I'll show you a couple different scenarios so you understand how this is playing out, and we'll continue to update this throughout the week here as we move forward with new information. Hopefully they start to converge, but this will be a tropical storm, most likely on strong tropical storm at landfall, and the European model is taking this down near Hilton Head, South Carolina. Okay. So most guidance is now northeast of Savannah for the landfall point. So it's not taking Savannah out of the equation entirely, but it's a better trend for you recently that it's going to be more over the coastal South Carolina sections for the second landfall as a tropical storm, a strong tropical storm. National Hurricane Center has it about 65 miles per hour sustained once it makes landfall. But once it does, there's going to be a boatload of rain here across South Carolina, the Carolinas, period. And also at least eastern portions of Georgia. And then once this moves up to the north, this is going to take on post-tropical characteristics. So what does that mean? Just means it's no longer a warm core hurricane or tropical cyclone, and it's transitioning to the traditional cold core. So this is going to look like tomorrow when we look at this, it's going to be, here's your area low pressure that is a now post-tropical, a post-tropical depression. But you see this large comma head here around the outside. This is something you see with the big nor'easters that come up the coast in wintertime. Those are cold core systems as well. But these the difference between this and those type systems is when you have area low pressure, let's say that's down here in the eastern Gulf and it's coming up the coast like this, classic nor'easter, right? That's strengthening as it's coming up the coast. This is going to be weakening in this case, so it's not like it. That's it's the opposite of what a developing nor'easter is doing. This is actually weakening as it heads towards the Tennessee Valley, and it will bring some rain to parts of the Tennessee Valley here, but this is going to kind of fizzle out, and it's going to separate from this comma head that starts off here like this. Is going to separate into two separate pieces. One is going to stay out with the main low, and this comma head is going to come on up, kind of fall apart because this is weakening. So this is going to get separated from that, but it will come through our area, we think, and give at least portions of our region some rain from late Friday night in through the day on Saturday, and then this pulls away either late afternoon or early evening on Saturday, and we are dry after that point. Now, it looks like, for the most part, with this low that's a remnant low out here, once this separates and moves offshore, it's going to kind of meander a little bit. But it does look like most of our areas are going to be dry on Sunday, according to the European model, except for far southern areas might get into a shower or two. Not a real big deal. And then same thing here for Monday, kind of meanders. And then the European model is taking this back through our area, mainly Monday night and Tuesday with some parting showers before that low finally pulls away. And then we are partly cloudy here on Wednesday. So today you're mostly sunny. Tomorrow you're going to have increasing clouds, especially in our southern areas. Northern areas just stay sunny to partly cloudy in the interior, but temperatures will be in the 60s this entire time. Actually, this entire week we're looking at temperatures in the 60s, so no real warmer temperatures to deal with, but we are back to partly cloudy skies here on Wednesday. Now, we talked about this landfall point being Hilton Head here and what the European model did with the precipitation. There's another opinion. This is the latest and greatest run of the GFS, the overnight run of the GFS that I'm showing you here. So it has the same general idea that it exits near the Space Coast here off of the eastern coast of Florida, and then it does the same thing. It comes right back into South Carolina, but this is closer to Charleston where it makes a landfall, so it's a little bit further northeast in this case, which would be even better for the Savannah area. But instead of Hilton Head, like the European model has, it's a little bit further up the coast, up towards Charleston for the landfall. Now, watch what this does after this. It has the same comma head that we just talked about. So this becomes post-tropical, and you get this comma head going here like this. This weakens a little bit faster, it looks like, here on the GFS. So the separation is a little bit quicker. And you see that here. They go into two batches. One heads toward us, and it's only for our southeastern areas that get into this. So like maybe up to I-78 or thereabout, or maybe just north of there with any precipitation, but the bulk of it is in our, across far southeastern corner of Pennsylvania, central and southern New Jersey, and Delaware. These are your coastal regions, right? And they separate, and that's it. This main low is just like the European model, becomes disjointed with this, so its former deformation banding that's associated with a comma head as that moves offshore. And then we get into Sunday, and this is still here, but it's further south, okay? So this would be a much better scenario for most of our area here for Sunday with high and dry conditions. Same thing here for Monday. It does try to bring a little bit of energy back into the beach areas here by Monday night and Tuesday on a parting shot out of here. But after that, we're back to partly cloudy skies on Wednesday. So just fine details there. More so dealing with the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday time frame. Okay, this could be not much at all for some of you, if not most of you, during that time frame. If the GFS is correct in what it's showing, or it could be a little bit wetter. Not too bad here on Sunday, even here on the, this is Sunday on the European model. Doesn't really show too much, or Monday, just in our southern areas. It's not until Monday night, Tuesday, it brings the second batch through. Is that going to come through? We don't know yet. Okay, so that's, we're getting out there a ways. We're talking about day 6 with Tuesday. So we'll revisit this throughout the next couple of days and see which one is correct, and maybe they'll meet in the middle. Who knows? Okay, but right now the GFS is saying it's going to be dry after that initial push, and it's only for, again, just this is the wettest it gets, and that's Saturday morning right there, and this goes through the afternoon. Both have a very good timing of the same thing with the precipitation moving out by the evening. And here's what the European model has for total rainfall. Again, this is the more aggressive model and further north model. So a lot of half-inch to 1-inch stuff, maybe some locally higher there, getting a little bit above inch, especially down here by the south shore points in the southeastern areas, where you can get 1.5 inches or perhaps even a little bit greater than that in some cases. So this is the aggressive model with the European model. If I go over to the GFS for this evening and show you the same thing, for that same time period, this is what you got, okay? And it's mainly across our southeastern areas, and it gets up to about I-78 with some showery activity, maybe a little bit north of there, but it looks like it's the concentrations far southeastern Pennsylvania, central and southern New Jersey, and Delaware, where it's generally a 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches for most of that area, a little bit higher down to the shore points where you get over 1.5 inches. So these are things we're going to narrow down over the next couple of days and just see where we're at. But right now, there is the opportunity for late Friday night through most of Saturday to see some rain. That's looking like it's likely. The question is for where and how much, because if you look at this map here on the GFS, if you're up here, Williamsport, which is about here, over to Wilkes-Barre, which is about here, and Scranton up here, you might not see anything at all. It's possible. But of course, the European model is saying something different, which is going to bring you at least some precipitation up to that area. Not a lot there either, but still some. So we'll have to narrow that down with the track and of the remnants, and we'll have more information for that in a couple days. But we do have some coming in at least Friday night and Saturday. We'll see about beyond that for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, if that's a thing or not. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for September 29th, 2022. Have a great Thursday.